Hey y'all, come on in. How y'all doing? How y'all doing today? I'm still getting myself together. I'm running a little water, wiping down some stuff. Y'all having a good one? Hey y'all, come on in, come on in. Hey Denise Foley, I can see you. I ain't seen you in so long. How are you, Miss Denise Foley? It's been a long time. Come on in, y'all. I ain't seen her in so long. I love y'all too. Hey, Miss Marsha Whitehead, how you doing, baby? Listen, y'all, I'm supposed to get a truck mix this upcoming week. I gotta get somebody to help me work it. But hopefully I can start that. Let me hold on 1 second. I just like to wash dishes. I wish I would have got my window bigger. All the way almost down to the ground, I think. That's what I like. I'm going to probably get my window redone in my kitchen. This is not the window that I wanted. I wanted a window that had a black trim in it. This is not the window that I wanted for my kitchen. So I think I'm going to get another window. And I think I'm going to get my cabinets moved. And put a wall of windows. And shift some stuff around. I think that's what I want to do. Because I really wanted my window so low that I could crank it open. Right? And I wanted a wall of windows. And you know how you let people talk you out of something? And they kept saying, well, is that going to be country? Yeah, it would have been country style. Because the windows could have went all the way up to the ceiling. And went down. It's rainy. It's not rainy here where I live. See, it's bright and sunny. It's real sunny where I'm at. Ain't no rain in sight here. I turn it around so you can see. We ain't got no rain. It is sunny, 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 sunny. Sunny, sunny, sunny. So, yeah, you know, the sky's blue. I thought you lived in Atlanta. It's not raining this way. So listen, I took my blood pressure this morning. And I still feel I guess the chemical imbalance got to work itself through. And then my husband took that chair back that he bought me. Because it's still something with my back. It didn't feel right. It didn't sit right. I like these stools. It's raining in Madonna, Georgia. Oh, okay. Well, I'm northwest, so we ain't got no rain today. I think we had rain yesterday. So, this Sunday is going to be the end of Black History Month. Yes, but Black History is far from being over. Honey, lift every voice and sing. I just got through packaging up with the baked items that I baked yesterday. My squares and stuff. I've gotten such great reviews from content creators. And there are people. Kevin's supposed to get back in touch with me today. I'm going to have them on the website so it can print your address. And I'm going to put like 15 dozen up at a time, which means you can mix and match whatever you want. I just have to figure it out. Sometimes I can't do one here and one there, but in the email I'll explain it. I'm still thrown off a little bit, as you can see in my eyes. I don't know what's going on. Hey, Vicky Ingram. But the doctors running tests, and I got a chemical imbalance. Like, I have an imbalance in my body. I can't say chemical, but hormonal imbalance. And that just simply means with the pain that was in my body, with my hormone levels, and with the amount of steroid, it's just got me loopy. I'm focused. I'm just not focused enough to drive. I want to drive. And sometimes it seems like my attention thing wanders. Like I feel sleepy all of a sudden. I checked my blood pressure today, and I'm going to go get the blood pressure cup. It was it was still high, I think, 157/79. So I'm supposed to write that down with that paperwork and check it again. But I checked it first thing. I don't know. I mean, like, I literally went from getting hurt doing those boxes to something else. So, but God is so good. He's so good. And I believe that all things do work together for the good in them. And I'm trying my best. Like, I'm getting better straightening my back up. I don't know. I don't know if that's true. Let's Google it. Hey, Gina Morrow. And if it's so, I don't know what it's related to. Google, was there a young man hanging in Marietta, Georgia from a tree recently? Yeah, it's true. Yes, a young man was found dead in a wooded area of a park in Marietta, Georgia, February of 2026. The authorities initially reporting the incident as suicide. The body of a 21-year-old man was discovered in a wooded area of Fair Oaks Parks in Marietta. Fair Oaks. Is Fair Oaks off of Powder Springs? Because I used to live in Marietta. That sounds very familiar. Hold on. What is Fair Oaks in Marietta, Georgia next to? I thought so. Austell, Powder Springs. See, I used to live down there. So it was in a park down there in Austell, Georgia. I don't know what happened. They saying it's suicide. But, I don't know. We're all in places where we got sundown towns. But Marietta's not a sundown town. So I don't know what happened right there. Marietta is very busy. It's on the outskirts of Atlanta. It's Atlanta, Smyrna, Marietta. Because I used to stay down that way. I used to live in Baptist-town. If you're familiar with Marietta, I lived in Baptist-town. So I was in the hood where it was good, baby. We had a good time down there in Baptist-town. Yes, sir. I used to live in Marietta off of Lemon Street down that way near Baptist-town. You know what I'm talking. You know what I'm talking. Uh-huh. And I went to school at Chattahoochee Tech back in the day off of Atlanta Road. They know these hangers. Well, see, here's the thing. We know, but we also know some areas you ain't finna hang nobody. Roosevelt Circle. Oh, yeah. Well, you know then. If you know, you know. I know where you at too, Roosevelt Circle. Yes, sir. Take me through the. Yeah, a lot of that nice area, a lot of areas that they're up doing, like Powder Springs, and a lot of areas that they redoing back in the day. Roosevelt Circle, the projects, Reynolds Street. That was the place to hang out back in the day. Go down there. Go to the Go to our, hey, baby D. I just seen you. Hey, Mama Priscindia. Yes, well, I didn't live in Decatur or nothing, but I did live in Marietta and all of that. And I can go anywhere, really. My family is from Atlanta. Some of them moved, and some of them say my uncle lived off of Church Street in Atlanta, which is off of Bankhead Highway. So, man, I got crazy folks in my house. But, like I said, I grew up around all of that. I grew up, when I be watching, BMF, movie, I be thinking, man, I remember Carver Homes. I remember Techwood Homes. I remember. I mean, we used to be down there off of Atlanta Road, I used to go to the Phoenix, off of Marietta Street. We don't say Marietta Street, which is Andrew Young or something now. But I grew up. And I grew up with Mayor Maynard Jackson and all of them. Hey, Dandelion, baby. I didn't grow up near Norcross. That's on the other spectrum. You off of 85. I grew on 75. I didn't grow up in the Gwinnett area and all of that. But I grew up. But I do know about them. Don't get me wrong. I done sold real estate everywhere. I done had to travel those roads to go Hampton, Georgia, and everything. Techwood Homes, baby, Carver Homes. Do you remember the big tent on Cleveland Avenue that belonged to Murphy Pace, honey? We would go there on school nights and go to the midnight musicals, and we had a good time in ATL. Back in the day when they was scared for Atlanta missing and murdered children. I feel a little wobbly still, Danielle, but they waiting. They ain't gave me nothing yet. It just feel funny with this medicines and stuff. And I did check my blood pressure. But I remember when they was saying Atlanta missing and murdered children, there was just no way in the world that black man could have picked up Lubie Jitter. Lubie Jitter was a special needs person. Special needs people are stronger than, I don't know what. I almost said stronger than a car. They stronger, than I don't know what. But I'm going to tell you something. Let me see this. Let me read this and I'll go back and tell you if I don't forget what I was saying. Lord, going through testing in my health. Send me to a different dollar. Oh, man. Don't you let this politics stuff worry you, Tina Stoner. Because let me tell you something. Y'all, it's getting to the point that what's going on is going to affect them. Yes, baby, we had some good service under that tent. Murphy, I remember one time he came up, because I used to be around Murphy and Sean and Dernice and Phyllis, and Mama Pace used to come do our Women's Day. You know, I'm Church of God in Christ. And they daddy used to build them little Murphy beds. But I remember when he was married to Liza Pace, right? And Liza had went off to the Holy Convocation. And when she came back, honey, Murphy had locked her out the house. Hey, Sherrod Perfumes. Honey, Murphy had locked Liza out that house. Liza Pace could sing, and Mama Pace didn't play. Oh, Mama Pace was saved and filled with that Holy Ghost for real. Mama Pace told Liza, you come over here and live with us. Murphy locked her out, but Mother Pace locked her in. Boy, Liza, he told her to sit in the back of the church when she came back from the Holy Convocation. And he locked that baby out. Murphy wasn't living right, though. Murphy had all kind of stuff in his house. He said God told him to get rid of it. He had all kind of, he said pictures, and they was naked pictures. He said he had he did that practice what you preach. And he said that song ministered to him. But, you know, Murphy Pace did like my mama did with my sister-in-law. She told her, you locked in with us, baby. And my sister-in-law, Latrice, ain't going nowhere. I don't care who Derek lay around and play around with, because he ain't going to keep him anyway, because he ain't got no mind to be a good man. He a cheating man, you know. And so, my sister-in-law, to this day, she takes my mama to the doctor. She the one that see about my mama. So, we locked in. She a sister. But, baby, them Pace sisters, I grew up around. I could just tell you, I remember one day talking to Sean. We was just sitting outside of her car. She had got her a blue van. Yeah, Danielle, like literally, like the Pentecostal people stayed at each other's house. Because, you know, back in the day, I got all kind of pictures with everybody, Dorinda and them, because church folks didn't think they were saved. Hey, Richard Whitehead, I love you. Church folks didn't think they were something. They taught you to stay humble. Hey, Krista, Katie, whoop, whoop. And so you stayed with each other. You stayed around each other, and you stayed at each other's house, and they didn't have no money. Danielle, did you know that gospel singers didn't make money? They wasn't making money like secular music. So you took in the saints. The saints, they stayed at your house. The saints rode with you. They did things with you. So the saints, like, all I can tell you is between Church of God in Christ, PAWs, and the other Jesus song, and back to the Bible, Bishop Moss and all of them, honey, we was hooked in together, because that's just how it went, right? And then you shared some of the same people in the Pentecostal movement. Whether some of them believed going down in Jesus only with Peter's teachings or Trinitarians, we still was different. And so people treated us different. So growing up, I was around everybody freely. I was actually on the elevator with Reverend Timothy Wright as he was packing his car to go back home. So I saw him right before he left, before he had his car wrecked, because we were staying in the same music hotel, in Detroit. Yes. And so, I got pictures with all kind of people, but they didn't ever think they would. I even got, Bishop Chandler Owens' phone number still in my phone. He did. I don't think it's his number no more, but it's locked in my number because I worked on a different level. Let me see if I can, Bishop. See if it's still in the, I know it is. Chandler. Yep. See, I ain't going to show it to you, but I'm going to cover it up. But I still got Bishop Chandler David's number in my phone. Let me put my finger over, because I don't, you know how that go. You don't never know. I don't know whose number it would be to this day. But hold on. Where's he at? Let me try to cover it up. Hold on. I got his number right there. And he was, Bishop Chandler was the presiding bishop of the Grand Old. But I had to deal with him on a private level too. So, Christians didn't think they was something. No celebrities and all that stuff. That didn't start till much later. Well, it don't work no more. I mean, he did. I don't know who got it. He did now. I don't use it. But when we, I forgot what I was telling y'all about, but we were talking about, the lady had said she hoped that wasn't true, that the young man was hanging, because I used to live in Marietta. Now, I loved Bishop Gilbert Earl. Now, Chandler David, he needs to get really saved. You never worked with him. I did. So Tanya Foreigner, he was something else. And to be quite honest with you, he didn't really win. You know, he kind of put me in the mind of Trump a little bit. He didn't really win that election. He wanted them to redo all the votes over. And Bishop Gilbert Earl said, just let Chandler have it. He had even brought in the boxing man with his hair sticking up like a rooster. He was doing all that political stuff.
but it was not necessary because the people spoke. It's just like right now, you got to watch people. They got mad when Drew Sheard got the position. So, you know, sometimes as people, we get in God's way. You see what I'm saying? And so I was just sitting here looking at some things unfold. I was looking at the Supreme Court telling Agent Orange that you are no longer going to put these tariffs. You know, you're messing us up because it's messing with their money now, right? I also saw a video and heard Agent Orange say he got to let some of them people come back, meaning Mexicans. He got to let some of them come back to help the farmers. He said, because them people, they do the work. He can't get the inner city, is what he said. Couldn't get the inner city people to want to do that work. So what he was basically saying, and it's on TikTok, he said that he basically was saying he got to get some Hispanics back in America. He can't run them all out, but he wants them to come the right way because the black people don't want to work in the field no more. That's what he said. And it's hurting the farmers. And they asked him, how do them people work so hard? He said they won't never break their back because it's their money, which was a racial way of saying things. So now you dealing with all the situations that's taking place, because we ain't going back to the farm. Now, I'm gonna tell you something. You would think that more white people had college degrees than anybody in the United States. Not so. Just like the United States don't own more of the United States. The people that's here that they're not paying attention to, that wants this, that wants to run the whole world, that don't care for white people, black people, Mexicans, and nobody else, is Asian people. Asian people have more degrees than anybody. They're higher ranked in education. The second group of people that is higher ranked in education is Jewish people. With white people having more doctors, okay? And with white people, just if you base it against white and black, there are more white people that have 4-year college degrees, right? However, there's other races in here that come to America and get degrees, level up and educate themselves up off of us, right? So now we're up against several things that they're not liking. All of a sudden, the Supreme Court want to speak, right? Because now their children are getting ready to go to war against Iran. And we know who's circulating to help, because at one point, Iran was cleaning the oil in Venezuela for China, because China owns that oil. And he went and took some of that oil, and they were cleaning it for him, and they warned him, look, your livelihood and your money, right? We're cleaning your oil. So he didn't like the fact that the leader of Iraq didn't respond right and do right and didn't apologize. So now he's wanting a war. And I'm talking about Agent Orange, y'all. And I'm talking about the simple fact that we're just sitting here letting Peg Bundy's sister, Pam, give him all kind of money. Like, he didn't even go through the court system. She agreed and signed off DOJ. He's going to get $10 billion. So I got to get my tax stuff together, because they're going to get that money sometime. Everywhere he's cut, we can't find the money. It's nowhere. It's not in our treasury. The FEMA money is not in our treasury. Now let's break this down. Since we know that the Asian people are more educated, the Jewish people, number 2 with the most money. The most people on food stamps, SNAPs, is white people. More government assistance is white people. However, they rank us in education, in college degrees, and things like that. They also is a whole group of white people that people don't realize that are white, because they're low income, middle class. And so those are the ones that get SNAPs based on census reports. You get what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it, but the fact of the matter is that sometimes people think, y'all keep thinking you're hurting people of color, and you're not. And you keep focusing on black people, and we're not your direct threat. Asians are our direct threat. China and the Asian people and your cat dog you eat, they the ones that want America. They're the ones that came up with BRICS, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. And you sit here and you keep looking. You don't have to worry about the Hispanics. They wasn't after us. Mexico wasn't after us. But right now, we got warships and we got different things out in the water. We're practicing and heading toward Saudi Arabia and Iraq. And guess who's in the water along with us? Russia. How is he your friend? How is this man your friend when he's sitting right there ready to attack with China? You need to listen to NATO. You need to listen to all these people that's warning you. My brother-in-law said, listen, he said, if we go to war, we'll probably lose because we don't have nobody to give us a break when we get tired. Everybody is against America, right? The farmers are saying these tariffs are just completely wearing us out. And if you don't stop, we won't have nothing. And Asia comes over here and they're getting everything from us, including education. Over 237,000 Asians come to America and get educated. So while we sit around here fighting and still wanting to hang, I don't know why they hate this color so bad. But this color is not the one that's taken from this country. This color is the one that built this country. The same way, I don't know, why people want to, come around here and dog a black man out that's trying. You say studies that the broken home is the black broken home. No, a black broken home was broken. It was taken. It's a difference. Learn your stuff, honey. Educate you. And be careful with your words. No, our homes wasn't broken. Our homes was taken. You erased the black man. You sold us. You split us up. You divided us. And to this day, we as black people are divided, even in the way we think and do. Even down to Jews. You got black Jews just like you got white Jews. But see, one thing about the white Jews, the light Jews, the lighter black Jews, I'm gonna call them that, is that they keep their money in their community, right? And we think the grass is greener somewhere else. So when you think about the black man and the struggle, just the same way with the black man, for some reason the black man loves to go around and try out different coochie and kitty cat. They love to mix and mingle with a different meow. I don't know. Kitty is kitty if you ask me. I don't know. I ain't never had none. I'm not a carpet muncher. I'm not a lint licker. I don't know. But I do know that if a person's eyes is never full, it don't matter what kind of kitty you give him. He gonna want a different kitty if his mind start telling him, try that kitty. But all roads lead back home, baby. I don't care what you got. If you got one with a little dusting on it, with a little hair, if it's spiked, if it's completely all roads lead back home. See, one thing about a person that I don't like, your preference is your preference, but don't ever dog out a woman that you came out. White man, don't dog out a white woman. You came out of her womb. Black men should never dog out black women. You may not like our ways, true enough, but you don't dog us out. Let me tell you something. At the end of the day, that's what you came out of, baby. That's what you came out of. That was your hosting. That was your carrier. Right? So you should never be dogmatic out of what you came out of. I don't care who you are. You should never do that to your own race. So now here we are now. Well, we got all these rich people that's got to go. It's the truth, Kindling. No matter who you with. I don't care if you choose a black woman. I don't care if you choose a white woman, a mixed one, a Haitian. What was your host? Who carried you? My God, I want to go in on that. Who carried you? And what's messing with you? Who carried you and who crossed you? That's two different things. Because see, we've been taught, just like in the Bible, the same spirit. Eve, we know what time it is. We was told not to eat from the tree of knowledge. And we told that man, come on over here and bite on this a little bit. You see what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? So my thing is, oh, my condolences, Miss Sharon Gabriel. She said her brother-in-law, I thought he was doing better. But, you know, anything can happen. But nevertheless, we are just hosts. We carry, right? 99.99% a man is the daddy, right? So we're just hosts. But you should never, just like this Black History, I'm going there. Honey, just like on that movie with Cicely Tyson. And she done pulled up, Jermaine. And she done sat down and finna say, I want a cup of coffee. I says, I wants to drink from this here place. And they said, get up, gal. You can't eat over here, gal. Get up. She says, I want some coffee. They was doing the civil rights. She's shaking. I want a cup of coffee. Then here come this white man right here. This looked like our leader. You know, a backwards question mark. Here come this man. He said, you get up. You hear what I say. She looked at him and she said, my milk is in you. It's my milk in you. I've raised you. That's how she looked at him. It's my milk, my chocolate milk in you. I breastfed you. I've raised you. So hit me. Not your mammy. It was me. And I've never seen why people want to be so mean and nasty to people and lie to them. When you brought us here, some of us, but we were already here. And you couldn't work it, and they can't work it right now. That's why they're trying to say they're going to do some reversing on some of the situations, because they don't know how to work what we work. And no disrespect to anybody, but I can't sugarcoat it. There's just no way I can say, oh, I'm sorry, YT people. This is Black History. This is what they give us. They give us the shortest month, but this is the truth in this month. A slave had to get pregnant the same time the white owner got pregnant, because we had to give our baby away. It was sold or unalived or gave to another woman on the plantation so that we could stay in your room and breastfeed your children. We took jobs nobody else would take. We cleaned houses and we cleaned butts. I don't want to hear nothing about nobody saying who created something. Who? No, you didn't. You didn't. You didn't invent cakes. You didn't invent biscuits. You didn't invent bread. You did not. You did not work in your own kitchens. We did. We did. And the reason why we know how to season so well is because African people, Haitian people, island people, that's where your seasonings were located. And that's why the food was so flavorful. And we took that thing that you called scraps and we turned it into something that now we got to go pay for. We took what was left over and learned how to clean it, season it, and turn it into something amazing. Oh, yes, we did. Nobody else was going to turn around there and eat no chicken feet. Well, nobody else going to turn around there and eat no pig feet, pig ears, pigtails, hog maws, hog jaws, tripe, nothing else. All you wanted was my daddy said, just gut the cow and gut the hog and give them the best. Give them the cowboy pork chops and give them the ribs and you didn't know nothing about the processing of bologna. You did not want that. You didn't want chitterlings. You did not know what to do with the stinking part. But we was hungry enough to take them chitlins and get the boo-boo out and get the membrane out and soak them and scrub them and put them in some hot water with some peppers and some onions and some seasonings and everything and keep on eating. to what? Survive. There's nothing. You didn't invent potato chips. Now, here's another myth that's a lie. You said we could not read. Nor did you want us to read or write, which is strange to me. We could read and we could write in our own native tongue and handwriting. You couldn't read and write what we were doing. And that's why in half of these caves, you see the drawings and the Arabic writings and the Hebrew writings on the wall. Number two, how could we not read and write when we gave you your alphabet? Syria, the Lebanon people, which is some of us, which is some of what? Noah's folks, gave us the 22-letter alphabet. Who couldn't do math? You got math from us. Cushites. Over there in Egypt, we gave you algebra, from which all things come. Black, the essence. So, you want to label us instead ignorant and naive, but we were craftsmen. We were carvers. We built pyramids. Even the little teepees that they had, if you pay any attention, if you look at the huts in Africa, they built just like the huts of the Indians in America. Same way. You want to sit around here and act like you invented ice cream? No, you didn't. It was a little black boy working for George Washington. And Martha wanted some ice cream. And he created the ice cream. And when he left Washington and went back toward Virginia, because slaves could not eat vanilla ice cream, it was considered pure. He began to add strawberries into it. It began to create black walnut ice cream and butter pecan, which allowed us to eat it. We are the blueprint of this world. We are those which were spoken of in the day of Joel, baby. It is I. Let me tell you something. You always want to give this man for these lights. He might have invented the bulb, but he didn't invent the thing that causes the lights to come on. Open heart surgery, traffic lights, security systems, your air conditioner and your heat. We did it. The first automobiles wasn't by Ford Motor either. Ford stole the black man's idea. Black Wall Street. We invented so many things that still are yet not all the way documented. We took whatever somebody gave us and we made it be great. And then they broke us and they divided us. And a house divided won't stand. But you know what? The potter, he just got us in his hand and he just trying to put us back together. Ye that is broken, stop by the potter's house. I did my nails this way for a reason. This represents the Caribbeans as well as the continent of Africa. So you can remove these and you're automatically on the islands. And then you can turn it like this and you're in Africa. And then you can just add a little green and yellow if you want to, like that. And you're in Kenya. You see what I'm saying? And so we have to come to a crossroads that the potter got to put us back together because we thought what we were seeing, we wanted. We already had it. We already had it. And what gets me is there's just no way in the world that people that were uneducated, lazy, and ignorant, you whooped us, you beat us, you aped us and SA'd us and said we were lazy. How could it be when we were the ones working the fields from sun up to sundown, when we were breastfeeding your kids, when we were cleaning your house, When we cooked and cleaned and we scrubbed the floors, when we sold things, how did you invent anything that we were doing for you? How is it possible that you were the inventors of anything that was in a kitchen, even down to the tools that we used, that we created and had people make while they was out there? The same people that was shoeing your horses would go in there and create things for usage for us to have. When you were barbaric, and I'm not being smart, but you won't give us credit for classical music. You won't give us credit for the Renaissance era. You won't give us credit for nothing. But without us, there was nothing. Europe was nothing. Mean, hateful, nasty, filthy, condescending people that started slavery. Over sugar cane. And what does sugar do? Sugar causes cancer. Cancer feeds off of it. And now we just found out recently they're sitting around here taking children, aborted babies' kidneys. Pepsi uses that in their drinks for your tongue to think you're getting more sugar in your drink than you are. And Lay's potato chips. What did we just recently find out? You call us sick and twisted, and y'all sitting up there Wayfair selling cabinets for $13,000. What's in that cabinet? And they named after missing, exploited children. And what we gonna do with the information? It's in the files. I didn't put them in there. They're in there. And they say Epsom salt is still alive. They say that was a hoax. They say that was a trick. Now, I do know that in Africa, they got some type of plant. And they can boil it. And the witch doctors use it. And it'll make a person seem as though they're dead. It'll stop your pulse and everything for a period of time. They used to call them dead people coming out the ground, but what it was they was buried alive in them pine boxes. And it's a documentary where one man said he wished he would have stayed there because everybody was scared of him because he dug himself out the pine box when he came to. Now, our divine protection was their rejection of us. Now, we're not in those files as it appears to them essaying us, but they did have us in those for eating of the flesh. Cannibalism. Something the Word of God tells us not to do. See, it bothers me when these conservatives try to tell you you can't do nothing with your body. And we find out that these conservatives, the Heritage Group, have wrote all these things, but yet play a factor and a part of all this abuse to these beautiful, low-income children. And while your kid is getting ready to go to war, his daughter and his grandkids are somewhere getting ready to go to the beach house. While we're struggling and our taxes on our houses and everything is going up, you giving them $10 billion to put in his peace board, and we don't have peace. So here it is, Sunday morning gonna come. One of the biggest days black people used to get up and go to church. We used to. They get ready to do Black History, the end of Black History Month, the taste of Black History. We used to go to church. We were very spiritual beings. We were created to worship him. Out of all the things that he created, out of all the things, we were created to worship him. And out of all the things, I remember my grandmama, things could get bad. And she'll just get somewhere and she'd be worrying herself, worration. But she'll be like, down through the years, the Lord been good to me. Oh, down through the years, the Lord been good to me. Oh, down The Lord been good to me. Where he showed he been good to me. But now he got to put us back together. I'm feeling all right, Bridget. I'm just still foggy, but I thank God, and I know that we still got some of that in us down in our sanctified soul, the one that cry holy. I know we do, Andre. Hey, Brianna, I know we got it down in us. It's got to be more of us care than to sit back. Why do you think they removed DEI to hurt us? But little did they know when they removed it, they realized that we were not going to work the jobs that they removed DEI to get us back in the fields. I'm trying to tell y'all something. Help me, Holy Ghost. And they said, what we're going to do is we're going to run all these here Mexicans back home. And when we take that DEI and we take them commercials from Facebook and we drop their money, they're going to take these jobs that don't nobody want. And we're going to put the women back in the house, let the men run the country, and we're going to let them focus that way, conservative thinking, you know, and that slavery was a part of God's plans. Well, you don't got to take slavery off the table. It could be a part of God's plan, right? Because the slavery happened in the Bible. And we have to accept what God allowed. But guess what? It's not our time to be slaves this time. So if you think, conservatives, that God ordained slavery, you're going to get a taste of it to see what it feel like. It's your time now. We done done it. We done done it. So now you got to get a taste of it since the conservatives feel like that's a part of God's plan. Well, now, the first going to be last. It's going to do a flip now. And the last going to be first. So now you're going to have to understand, you every program you cut out, you going to need. Everything you did to us, we already done it to you. And our mind wasn't on doing it. We the most forgiving people. We just come against each other. We just got crab in a barrel mentality. And we just can't focus on heaven no more. We want everything on earth. We can't be happy. You can't be happy sexually, your mind. You got all these things that make you think it's something else. You can't be glad to have a roof over your head because somebody else's ceiling is higher. They got more floors. You can't just go drive a regular old car. As my granddaddy used to say, I'm in this old beat up pinto. Now you got to go and spend $700. We don't even know what to do with our money. You got to go spend $750,000 on a Maybach when you could have bought several houses. You don't even stop to realize, oh, I'm living in a gated community. Yeah, but you're going to retire and you still got to pay HOAs. And then your taxes are going to be high. And when your money drop from retirement, can you handle what you got to handle when the house is paid for? So I'm sitting here just doing a recap of what we talked about all week. And I told my husband to stay in the house because I feel loopy. I didn't even realize I had ordered a bunch of stuff that'll be here today from Emerson. And that's why I said I ain't going to mess with my card too much while I'm like this. Sometimes we do things when we bored. But I can tell that something is off because some of my words get kind of hard for me to form. I don't speak hate. I don't hate nobody. I love, but I don't like the lies. I don't love the lies. And the people that think that they're going to change the word of God, they're just wasting their time. They're setting their own selves up for failure. We are a not a dying breed. He replenished the earth with us. I thought about this morning. I said, God, is it aliens for real? Instantly, I spoke to myself and said, never mind, God. What I don't know don't hurt me. I don't want to see an alien. Hey, Lindsay, I don't want to see an alien. I don't even need to know if it is an alien. I can't deal with the humans. So I don't need to deal with no other form. We're living. And I promise you, if we return back to the one we came from, the sender, the creator, the author, and the finisher of our faith, God finna blow our mind. He is right here with us. He ain't gonna move. He stay in the same spot. We get further and further and further. Just like they say the skin lighten, the further it gets away from the sun. But God is drawing us nigh. And he said, my spirit ain't gonna always stride with man. And I just be thinking about the things we could not be focused on. And the weight of this world that we didn't have to worry about. We passing through. I would love to see the church full again and have a real choir again. A choir and a praise team. I don't want the praise team to be the choir. I want a real choir. Altos, sopranos, tenors, baritones, and then a praise team. I want it to be where when we coming in, one of the benches named after grandmama, friends and family, we trying to get everybody in there. I want Black history to have potluck again. The taste of Black history. Why we ate pig feet, pig ears, pig tails. Why do we eat butter beans, mustard greens, corn on the cob, and chicken wing? How did we come up with these dishes? Okra. Where did okra come from? Where did watermelon come from? Where did corn come from? I want us to embrace our heritage. Tracey, order your DNA test. I want us to understand the brilliant minds of those before us that paved the way and laid the foundation for you to go and get an education and not keep sitting out here being pharmaceutical salespeople and doing unnecessary time. I want you to gird yourself up, as the slaves say, pull yourself up by your shoestrings. I want you to understand I'm a master cosmetologist, do my own eyebrows and everything, and need to go dust my hair. And not everybody want us to buzz their hair. There were times that only other races got buzzes with clippers is when they were in the military. Now, when I go, if I need a line, it be so many white people in there getting their hair cut by Black men. They ain't doing no scissor over no comb stuff. They want hard cuts like we give. I kid you not. I could get my clippers out now and make $50 a haircut. Make me want to go back? If it wasn't for my back, I'm ready to put it on. I'm ready to strap it up. I'm ready to get my black leather out where my combs is over him and my scissors and I got my picks on the side to pick my clippers up and go to work. I got the flip in the wrist. I'm ready. There is nothing that we cannot do. The only thing we're not doing is coming together in unity. If we say we done with Target, stop going in there. Target is not the only place you can shop. Don't buy nothing else from Wayfair. They're in the files. Bath and Body Works. Here you go. You can. I gotta have them candles. I gotta have it. They're in the files. L.Y.F.E is their owner. Victoria's Secret. I guess it is a secret. In the files. And the thing about it, the conservatives don't care because they treated those kids like they treat black people in slavery. They low income, so they don't care that they got loved ones that's looking for them. They use them as toys. Hey, Terrell. Our skills is in our hands. God gave us a skilled hand. We can build. We can draw. Mechanics. Creative thinking. Everything. Baking. There is nothing we didn't do. I've been watching. They're all in the files. They're all in the files. Les Wexler is the owner of all of those companies. He's in the file, mentioned over 400 times. Hello, somebody. And you sit around here and I'm up here crying, thinking about these children. You got content creators on here, got platforms bigger than me and won't open their mouths. The file said, we're going to call him J.E., the owner of the island of Dr. Monroe. He didn't want no nigglets. So our rejection, they didn't want us, was our protection. But to name cabinets, Wayfair named cabinets after missing children and was selling file cabinets for $13,000, and he bought some of them. Now you can ship a body in anything, especially one that's been under heavy sleep, and you know who's going to transport it real quick to you. And taking school pictures. We talked about that yesterday. Life Touch. The one took pictures for your school, your kids. Andre, Life Touch. The ones that was in JCPenney, Life Touch. They're listed in there. Well, I wonder why. Oh, to show you little pictures of children you might be interested in. And if you ever Google J.E., the island owner, you don't never know what his business was. He didn't ever have one. Except for the trafficking. $600 and something million. Left an island to the young girl he paid to get her college degree, was paying a doctor. Hi, doctor. You don't know you getting checks every month? You getting all these wires from him? You're not aware of that? Yeah, because you were sending the people over there for him to check them. We ain't in that. But let's break down the wickedness and let's look at the demonic stuff and the sacrifices. Jay-Z is in there. Jay-Z also a Mason, a Freemason. He also is in the music industry. He also is a billionaire. He also the Illuminati. So it makes sense that he's in those files. It makes sense when Beyonce said she turned into Sasha Fierce and she about lost her mind, and how she took the pages of the Bible and plugged herself. She put it in one of her songs while she was in the basement because he cheated. It makes sense that all these people died from pneumonia. It makes sense that people with money can be pardoned if they give them money for the big, beautiful, bouncy house, now the Peace Board. And then you said, I'm going to give the $10 billion that I'm going to get from the IRS to charity. Now the charity is the Board of Peace. And all the money that was supposed to go to the food banks, it's not in there. They cancel FEMA. That money is not in there. The cutbacks from snaps, it ain't in our treasury. So guess what's now? Stocks and bonds are being messed with. Why? Because America, people will buy up stocks and sell them. And stocks is just basically saying, I owe you, pretty much. It's basically saying, sow into us. America's a good place to sow into. You'll get something back in return. They owe us. So we're gonna work this way. But now our credibility is no good. Your stocks ain't no good. So your stocks and your bonds is not gonna be no good. And the rich people getting rich. And you better be careful where you put your money and how you tie it up. And where you put it. They just recently hit Navy Federal with something. They had overcharged people and was charging them for stuff and using the money in another way and charging them late fees. California and I forget what other, I don't know if it was Detroit or Chicago, but they're suing the United States for some of the tariff money. And they told the president he owed each person in their state, which has 5 million people. He said if he divided it up, they all are supposed to get a $1,700 check from the United States government for the overpricing of tariffs. The next thing is that you keep ordering stuff overseas and it's taking forever to get here simply because some of it is still going to be sitting out there in that ocean. And if you go look at some stuff, they got it marked up so high on TikTok because you can't get it no more because of the tariffs. So now China has said, we're going to do business with Mexico. We're going to go around America. Now China is doing business with Europe and Russia. Bankruptcy. I told y'all in 2023, that's why I didn't buy nothing from Temu and Shein, because they were going to try to bankrupt us. So, you know, as they say, this land is your land, this land is my land, it ain't. From California to the New York, it ain't. Hey, Sherry Bob. It's not. And this land, in what they call Indians, is no such thing as an Indian. There is no Indians. That word did not exist. Christopher Columbus created that word because he thought he wanted to find the West Indies. And he got lost. And so he just started calling people that were of different color Indians. You were whatever your tribe was made. Like Cherie, she is a Ho-Chunk. If I was Cherokee, I was Cherokee. If I was Seminole, I was Seminole. If I was Blackfoot, I was Blackfoot. Choctaw, I was Choctaw. And you spoke your native language. And the Indians that were already here called America Turtle Island because the back of it looked like the dividing up on a turtle's back. We all didn't come on ship. We were everywhere. We branched off after the great flood and the building of the Tower of Babylon. So therefore, there's no place we were not. He just had never been where we were already living. You can't discover. That's why they do not teach the kids that Christopher Columbus discovered anything anymore. They don't teach that. Native to this Americas, we are indigenous, meaning we were already here. What they did in the census of 1792 was they started and they got tired of writing what tribe you were from. And they just started calling us painted people, colored people, Negro. And in 1985, Jesse Jackson, God rest his soul, along with another lady, insisted that they call us African American. And now we're black. But now if you go to college and you check black, it's going to be a drop-down box. And that drop-down box is going to ask you African American what? Black what? Africa, Jamaican, Haitian, so forth. Bohemian, so forth. Same way they do with white people. When you click white now, it says white, the drop box drop. It says European, Irish, Italian, white Italian. It's a drop box. Just like I tell y'all, I started this because of the pandemic. I was in my kitchen. But I ain't an uneducated, walking around here barefoot, don't know nothing person. I know a lot. You got to study to show yourself approved. A workman need not be ashamed when you rightfully divide the word of truth. The thing is that about right now, even in Pennsylvania, in Pittsburgh, they said, Agent Orange, we want you to put back our Black History exhibits because you can't stop us now from learning the truth. You just simply can't. What you told us was a lie. And what you don't realize now is that we got enough sense to know that the bottom of the world, the Antarctica, it just didn't freeze. The world rotates. Around the sun, the earth knows she's revolving. And the rosebuds know to bloom in early May. So now we down here at the bottom. We at Antarctica down here. And then I look in these stomachs of the dinosaur and it's green grass in there. And I look in the connoisseur dinosaur that ate meat and it's got food that ain't been digested in his stomach. The woolly mammoth over there in Asia, he got some. Then I'm looking, and there go a penguin. Got food still in his stomach. You know what that tell me? That tell me that they were doing what they were doing. They were eating and walking. And all of a sudden, you got the ability, which they do, your government, and you blasted them. And you froze them in time. Before they got through digesting their food that day, you blasted them. And so the Heritage Group is doing stupid stuff. They're trying to make the Bible fulfill itself faster. So now they ain't a part of who? The weather, the weather people and Noah. We don't know nothing. Oh, the Bible say you don't know one season after another. They trying to mess up everything. But you tell me why, Andre, is it still stuff in the digestive system of the dinosaurs and the penguins that they found over 38 million years ago if they didn't blast and create the Antarctica? Baby, anybody got time over the course of time if it was just turning cold? And you gonna tell me the Colorado? See, you could tell us anything back then, but it don't make no sense. How did the Colorado River rise and create that Grand Canyon? It didn't. Something fell out the sky in that Grand Canyon and busted that open and dwelt amongst us. Those are tunnels in the Grand Canyon. Somebody dug those tunnels out. Those are designs and carvings in that Grand Canyon. And you can't go near Area 51. But if you go and look at, let me find my other phone, the Colorado River, well, why it ain't rolling through it real hard now? Why is it only a stream of water? Why are you allowing some Indians to live in certain parts of the Colorado? But over here, you can't even fly a drone. What you don't want woke up? What you don't want us to see? And then when Obama said, well, I believe that there are aliens here, but they're not in Area 51. Well, where are they? Well, great balls of fire. Where are they? Things that make you go, What all are you keeping secrets? Why is there certain parts of the Antarctica, Andre, we can't go to? Not even explorers. Huh? Now, Andre, I just want to know about this Colorado River. Google, where does the Colorado River flow through? Do it flow through the I forgot the name of the place. What's the name of the place? I gotta start over. Google, let me do it again. Google, does the Colorado River flow through the this is why I know something wrong with me. Y'all see I keep forgetting the name? Google, does the Colorado River flow through the Grand Canyon?
Yes, the Colorado River flows through the entire Grand Canyon, carving it over time. It travels about 277 miles through the park, from Lee's Ferry to near Lake Mead. The river is vital to the region, and its flow is regulated by dams.
By dams. Keep that in mind, because we know what dams do, right? So let me ask this question. Google, the Colorado River that flows through the Grand Canyon, is that water raging?
Yes, the Colorado River in the Grand Canyon is often a powerful, turbulent whitewater river with dangerous rapids and strong currents. Even with dam regulation, the river's flow, which can range from 8,000 to 25,000 cubic feet per second, creates large waves, especially in areas like lava falls.
Lava Falls, hold on. Google, does the Colorado River water run through the Grand Canyon in Area 51?
The Colorado River flows through the Grand Canyon, carving it over millions of years. However, it does not run through Area 51, which is located in the Nevada desert, hundreds of miles away.
Google, the part of the Grand Canyon that we are not allowed to go to, is that considered Area 51?
No, the Grand Canyon's restricted areas, like Shuar Butte or the Hopi Salt Mines, aren't part of Area 51. Those areas are closed to protect important sites, ensure safety, or respect Native American lands. Area 51 is a separate, classified Air Force base.
Google, what things in the Grand Canyon are being protected, the reason why we can't go to certain parts of the Grand Canyon?
The Grand Canyon protects endangered species, like condors and bats, along with fragile archaeological sites and sacred indigenous lands. Some areas are off limits due to hazardous zones, such as abandoned mines or unstable cliffs, and specific locations like caves and research areas.
Google, why are there certain parts of the Antarctica that we can't go to even if we are explorers?
Certain areas in Antarctica are off limits to explorers to protect its fragile ecosystem, for scientific research, and to ensure human safety. These restrictions are part of the Antarctic Treaty System, and permits for these areas are rarely given to individuals.
Google, Are there aliens out there anywhere that are being housed? Not necessarily at Area 51. It won't say it. Google, do America know anything about any alien ships?
Based on official reports, the U.S. government has no concrete evidence of alien spacecraft. While there are many unexplained UAP sightings, investigations haven't found proof of extraterrestrial technology or secret alien vehicles. Claims of such technology haven't been substantiated.
Google, why did President Obama say that aliens were real? Google, President Obama said aliens were real. Is that true? It won't say it. It won't say it. Now, keep in mind, the Bible said that the heavens and the earth was going to pass away, right? But I know in the Bible, when the Nephilims, which was the breed of humans, giants, because the fallen angels slept with humans. And they breeded these giants, right? And that's in your Bible. And they were not allowed. They were supposed to all die. But the Bible tells you that their spirits went to the abyss to wait to be judged. It also talks about the spirits, though. We don't wrestle against flesh and blood, but the spirits wicked, the demonic stuff. So I'm saying all that, and I brought all that up to say that the things that they're doing on the island of Dr. Monroe is triggering up certain sexual spirits, because these creatures were created because a human slept with an angel. So, and the angel made it with humanity and created a beast, which was a giant. And you're taking these things and you're doing sacrifices. And I'm telling y'all right now, you got to watch a lot of these things that are culty. Just like people that tell you, become an Eastern Star, become a Freemason. No, because there are sacrifices that come. And they say that they believe in God, but they don't believe in the spirituality of our God. They really anti. And a lot of this is going on inside of our churches. And some churches, you see that they got the Mason sign and the star. And now in the beginning, these things helped. And these people helped with slavery. But it has turned into something totally different now. It has turned into something totally different. Y'all, when much is given, much is required. And people thought Kanye West was crazy because he didn't want his children to be sacrificed like his mother. Hey, Mama Patricia Davis. I feel good. Listen, y'all, let me give y'all this report. I'm supposed to get a truck this upcoming week. Well, let me tell you something. Even down to Deltas and AKAs and all of those sororities, Greek sororities, the word Greek is mythical by itself. Now, my daughter pledged Delta. I hate she did now. And it caused her to lose her scholarship. They had her so bent out of shape doing all the things she shouldn't have been doing. We don't have to become a part of nothing like that. Those signs and the pyramids and the hands, and that is not Christ-like. And I'm going to be honest too. Some of your organizations, there's no denominations and organizations in the Bible. And so you think about it, some of these groups spin off from the church. I really hate to say it. Everything comes out the Catholic Church and it's a break off because people believe different. The man that believed different created the Methodist Church. The man that believed it created the Baptist. And so forth. And you can't tell. Now, I'm going to tell you something and y'all will get mad at me. But I don't believe we know our whole truth of the Word of God. That's why you have African biblical studies. You have other books. You hear some Africans say you don't have the whole Bible. We only got what was sent to Europe. And King James signed off on it. And it made its way to America. King James wasn't no saint. He was a bisexual man. I think if you don't connect to God and pray, man will mess up your mind because the church is controlling too. Like Jean said, anything man touch, man can change. Hey, but there are churches that like to micromanage and control you, and it ain't nothing biblical. Where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty. Where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty. So when people start telling you you can't cut your hair, it's not biblical. You can't wear no earrings, it's not biblical. You can't wear no pants, it's not biblical. You can't do this, it's not biblical. Then it becomes a part of the organization and not necessarily backed up by the Word of God. Ain't nobody know Jezebel. Ain't nobody finna go out and do no war and try to unalive people. The Bible's saying moderation, but the Pentecostals say you can't have a drink of wine. Yeah, you can, in moderation. If you're going to go according to the Word of God, you can. And everything in moderation. But we sit here and do mukbangs, and glutton is a sin. A lot of us would judge people's lives to death. You don't give people a chance to get up in the church. Can't nobody tell you they sins. Because you go tell somebody else. And all have sinned and come short. You don't let people, you put your foot on people's necks when they mess up in the church. You don't help them get up off the ground. So, I could go on and on and on. I really could. But listen, next week before I forget, because I'm a little loopy and I'm finna go lay down. Yeah, they used to tell us if we won't make up, it was gonna send us to hell. I'm gonna get a truck next week. And I'm gonna see if I can get some help. I want y'all to understand my regular people first. And I got some people that I forgot to bless this week that I'm gonna bless. And then don't send me no money. Quit sending me my money. I'm going to send it back. And I still do have my squares and stuff for sale. I baked some more last night, fresh and brownies on TikTok. So if you want to support me, support me. If you want to order something, hit me up in the email and we'll make it happen. But in the meantime and in between time, I got to go lay down. If you do your thing and I do mine. Listen, we came here together so we could have fun. Me and you going one-on-one. And this is the last chance for us to get off. You either get loose or you ought to get off because I'm just about ready to do my thing. I'm a stone cold Georgia rap machine. I'm going to give you what I got, and baby, that's plenty. You ain't never had one that'll teach so many. I'm going to make you wet and make you sweat just to see how funky you can get. All right, now listen to Tarsha and Hammond. I got a lot of people that I forgot that they had reminded me. And like I say, when it comes down to these groceries, my goal is to give it to people. All right? I cannot sustain your church. I cannot sustain your schools. We're trying to give it to individuals because then they're going to rationally opt. And I did forget. I don't think I got no more season. I'll be working on it. I have to ask Kelvin, Mother Norma Johnson. I love y'all. Thank y'all so much. Keep praying for me. I'm going to try to do TikTok today. So I'm going to go lay down for a while. And hopefully this chemical balance will get right. Don't know, Latasha, but don't worry now. I know you sent me an email. So, let me get off of here, y'all. I love y'all. I'm really, trying to get my balance in my body together. I'm gonna go lay down. I'm gonna see y'all later, honeybees. I love y'all.